Welcome back to the Hospitalitarian. I'm your host, Tim Hardiman. Today's guest is a special one for me. Episode 4 takes me way back, further than most, to a guest who wins the award for the furthest distance traveled to record with us. Granted, it's only been 4 episodes, but it's worth noting. Joining me is my old friend and college pal from our days at Paul Smith's, Dan Hurlbut. We've known each other since the late 90s, from surviving the long Adirondack winters to working our first post-grad kitchen gigs together at Van Auken's Inn in Old Forge. We even catered each other's weddings. When we're not just here to reminisce, there is so much more to catch up on. Dan is currently the manager of a massive culinary department at the Honest Weight Food Co-op in Albany. He oversees a production team of more than 50 people and millions of dollars in scratch-made prepared foods annually. Today we're going to talk about the evolution of the New York State food system, the power of community-driven retail, and Dan's personal journey of reinvention after a celiac diagnosis led him to launch his own gluten-free startup. So if you're a food lover, a chef, or someone who cares about where your ingredients come from, you are not going to want to miss this conversation. Let's dive into this. It's a great chat with my friend Dan Hurlbut. Well, welcome back to the Hospitalitarian podcast. I'm Tim Hardiman. This is episode 4. I'm really excited to welcome my old pal and great friend, Dan Hurlbut, coming at us from the capital region of New York State. Longtime resident of the Mohawk Valley and grew up here with me, but Dan has been in the Albany area for probably the better part of 20 years.
Yep, definitely.
Dan is the executive chef, food service manager. Which one of those? Both of those?
No, not really. Yeah, food service manager.
Food service manager. At Honest Weight Co-op, food co-op in Albany, and it has a really cool startup, which is one of the reasons I brought him here to talk. But Dan, before we get into anything, I got 3 questions I start every show with.
Perfect.
It's kind of a lightning round.
All right.
So, what are you reading?
What am I reading? I don't. Yeah, that's a hard one. It's not a lot of time for reading, Tim. If I had to read,
I
had to read,
I get it.
Reading
puts me to sleep.
It's gonna be a cookbook.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. I just posted about this one. It's her name is the Loopy Whisk, and it's a gluten-free cookbook.
Do you think that's her real name, or is that a pen name?
No, that's not a real name.
A nom de
It's not a real
plume.
name.
Soupy Whisk?
Loopy.
Loopy Whisk.
Little Loopy Whisk.
That's a great name.
She has definitely helped me grasp some of the new gluten-free flours and techniques that I'm working on.
When I read cookbooks as well, but most of them I don't really necessarily cook out of per se. I just turn pages and read stories and get concepts. But you're talking about baking and gluten-free baking, so I suspect you're probably pulling formulas and recipes.
I am pulling formulas. I'm also using that as basis to kind of recreate. A lot of hers do use a mixed flour, like a 1-to-1, and I'm trying to pull those out a little bit and recreate them with some millet flour, some starches, and things like that to kind of recreate some of those recipes and make them my own as well.
And you've definitely hinted at something we're going to talk quite a bit more about is gluten-free baking and gluten-free cooking. And next question, what are you listening to?
What am I listening to? Well, I would say I listen to the things that my daughter puts on. Still do a lot of rides with her. She loves rides, and that's when we listen to our music. And what she listens to, believe it or not, 90s grunge.
You rather enjoy?
Rather enjoy. It's kind of reminiscent. And then Zach Bryan she listens to as well. So
we listen to a lot of Zach Bryan too.
Those two right there.
Yeah,
that's what we up and down.
I also listen to a lot of what my kids listen to. I'd like to think that I always thought that they'd listen to a lot of what I was listening to.
Yeah,
but
it doesn't happen.
It's very different. Although when we're on road trips, I don't know if you do this, but we trade songs.
Nice.
So everybody picks a song, and we start youngest to oldest, and you've got to be thinking about your song so that
Ahead of time.
there's no because we like to get it in a queue if possible.
Gotcha.
So something to think about.
My youngest does not like music at all. Completely.
Really? Like
since,
nothing?
Since day one.
Really?
When she was little in the back seat, would put her
She just
hands
likes
over her
peace and
ears.
quiet, huh?
I don't know if it's peace and quiet because she's not the quietest, but she's not a music fan.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep. So when we're on road trips, she's got her earbuds in playing something.
Like a game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Not music.
All right. So the other three of you can.
Yep.
play
We
the
can
game.
play around.
Last question in the intro round. What's inspiring to you, Dan? Right now, today, what's inspiring you?
Inspiring me. Well, I don't know if it's the word inspiring, but I did have, leading back to the gluten-free thing, diagnosed a few years back with celiac, and it's inspired me to kind of recreate myself, reinvent, what I've known for years of how to cook and how to bake. And so I've really kind of grasped a hold of that and tried to branch out, not only for myself, but for the gluten-free community to try to...
Well, and there's a lot to be inspired by there, because it is a fast-growing market, and a lot of people who suffer from gluten insensitivity or gluten intolerance or celiac disease. That's awesome. Well, let's get right into it.
Yeah.
So Dan, I guess, did we meet at Paul Smith's? We crossed paths.
Crossed paths. We didn't really. Yeah, we didn't.
Well, we were only on campus together, I think, one semester.
Yeah, because you were out. You went to France.
Yeah.
And
we didn't graduate at the same time, did we? I graduated in
you were a year ahead of me.
June of '99.
Yeah.
So you graduated in 2000.
2000, and then I stayed.
And then
for
you
the
stayed
next
for
2
the
years.
bachelor's.
Yep.
Sucker. How's the bachelor's program going at Paul Smith's now? That's a whole. Don't answer that question.
Let's not even get in there.
That's a whole different podcast.
I don't know the answer.
There are some new things going on up there.
Yeah.
New things in the culinary program. A whole different podcast. I won't even let it go down that road. But we had a great education there.
It was wonderful.
Fantastic.
Wonderful. A little chilly.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was good.
But when in the years that we were there at Paul Smith's College, and for any listener who doesn't know, just outside of Saranac Lake Placid, in the heart of the Adirondack Park, lies probably one of the most picturesque college campuses, I'd say. And we had a really special thing.
I'm heading back in a couple of weeks. Actually, I'm using
that's right.
the
You're gonna be in
lean-tos.
Placid.
No. Well, that as well. But I rent the lean-tos up there.
At the alumni campground.
The alumni campgrounds. $15. You can't beat it.
That's right. You go with you take your family up.
No, actually, next door neighbor Brian Davies and a buddy
no
Jerry
kidding.
Stacy. Yeah, we go up.
I'm sorry to say I've never stayed in the alumni campground.
Yeah,
and that's a shame. At $15 for that.
It's right on the lake. It's beautiful.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So we were ships in the night at Paul Smith's College, but we happened into working together right after college, and I don't want to spend a ton of time looking backwards, but I do think that it's worth talking about how we got to know each other. But
definitely.
We ended up, and I don't know. I know how I ended up at Van Auken's Inn in Old Forge, New York. How did you end up there?
My uncle was a teacher at Old Forge.
That's right.
And he knew Paul and Kathy.
And my mom worked with Paul and Kathy's dad. So neither one of us got the job based on our merit, just based on the fact
Here's a guy that wants to work.
Staffing was hard even then.
It was.
Still hard in this business.
Yeah.
Like really hard.
So hard. We round the clock looking for people.
Totally. You're all, especially, and we will get to your current gig, which is long-standing. But you've been at Honest Weight Food Co-op in Albany for how many years?
Just over 10.
Cool.
Yep.
So we had some good years at Van Auken's, and I still consider Paul Rivet a mentor and a great friend, and someone who probably I can say that like the style of cooking that Paul practiced became what started to define my style of food. Pretty simple.
Most definitely. It was that transition out of, the culinary school of like, this is how things have to be, and learning that this is how you can do them. It really, really took shape of like, wow, you can be a little more creative than out of this textbook.
Right, because it was both of our first jobs post graduation. Right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I was there in like over summers and things, still going back to college. So
So you were there before me.
No, but it was because I stayed on the other years.
Oh,
Paul Smith. So
yeah. That's right. Okay. So
I think you had been there a summer before me.
Yeah. So you show up and I'm like,
yeah, you came back all like, yeah, yep. You definitely did that.
Was it only one season or did we have 2 seasons?
I think we had 2.
It was a very seasonal. It felt like forever, my friend.
It was a long time. You were on saute, I was on grill.
Yeah.
Eating no poivre sauce.
Yeah. And I had started on grill and Paul was on saute and we did a lot of good food there in a town that wasn't known for much more than steak and potatoes. And
yeah.
To this day, fine cuisine in Old Forge has come and gone. There's a great place up there now called The Nest. Have you been to The Nest?
No, I haven't. I have not been to Old Forge in quite some time.
He wasn't Van Auken's alumni, but he was Paul and Kathy after they sold. Van Auken's went on to operate Five Corners Cafe in Old Forge. And, the list of people who are alumni of working under Paul Rivet is,
quite large at this point.
And he's that kind of guy,
Nice.
He's
So where's that located throughout?
It's where it was formerly the Knotty Pine.
Okay.
In Thundera.
Gotcha.
And the guy's name is Ricky, and he does a great job. Great food.
Very nice.
So we worked together at Van Auken's, and honestly, that's the last time we worked together, but we've remained friends ever since, and a ton of cross collaboration and places where we've worked together. But there's an hour and a half between us now.
Yeah.
And by the way, you're the guest who has traveled the farthest to the Hospitalitarian.
Guest number 4. Here we are.
Everybody else has been pretty close to our home base of Utica.
Well, I think that's your shtick, though, right? I mean, you kind of want it to be producers around the area, and
it is definitely locals.
So I appreciate you letting me sneak in here.
Well, and we'll get into a lot of the reasons why it makes perfect sense, other than our friendship, for you to be here, because there are really good reasons for you to be a part of the Hospitalitarian, because we're talking about food, beverage, hospitality, and agriculture in the state of New York. So you definitely have that.
Cool.
We catered each other's weddings.
We sure did. Boy, what
14 years upcoming for me, but quite a few more than that for you.
Yeah, 20.
Wow.
Well, 20,
this is
21.
21. Wow. I catered your wedding 21 years ago, which is wild.
At the Polish Community Center here in Utica.
Here's what I know. I suspect you did a hell of a lot better job with my wedding than I did with yours, but the food and what you pulled off at our wedding for the amount of people we had, 220 or some crazy number.
I don't even remember the number. My wife was
how many
months pregnant?
Oh, yeah.
Who was working there with us?
That's right. You guys nailed it. You guys nailed it. And we are a pretty unconventional couple, and we started off unconventionally in our relationship, and so we did away with the cake, and you baked I don't even know how many chocolate chip cookies and essentially
cascading
stacked them into a cake.
Yeah.
And then scattered about the greatest chocolate milk and whole milk from a farm no longer in business.
Sinakowski's, yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately. Well, it's Valley Side Farm.
Yeah. Yep.
They are no longer, they've retired.
They have. That was the best chocolate milk.
And that was the best. Like, people still talk to me about the cake,
Yeah, and the coffee. Your friend, your next door neighbor.
Utica Coffee.
The coffee pots were not working. We couldn't get the percolators to perk.
No kidding.
And yeah, you probably don't even know.
I didn't even know
we
that.
We were freaking the F out. And he's like, "Oh, let me help you." And he was back there with us.
Frank was back there. I
Frank
never
got
knew
back there
that.
with it. Oh yeah, it was terrible.
Wow.
Like chocolate milk it is.
Good on you. I don't think that too many people were looking for coffee.
No, we had to go for another wine run at remember Paul and Kathy?
That one I did know. So
we ran to their
we had
restaurant.
10 cases of wine for the wedding, and we didn't even get through the cocktail hour, and we were out of the 10 cases of wine. Mm-hmm. So Paul and Kathy, aforementioned, because we got married in Old Forge, went and bailed us out with 10 more.
Yep.
Which I didn't know either. So these are all the things.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Kudos to you for never letting me know that there was an issue. And
here we go, 14 years later.
Yeah. Thanks for
now they're good to
what was
about.
Tell me about your wedding. Like, was it? I don't remember really much of anything about the food that I.
It was a blur.
Sure.
I remember coming to your house in Barneville, Barneville, Holland Patton, off of 12, and tasting a steak rub. Brooke and I did once.
Was it like a wedding tasting?
It was a coffee rub on a flank steak.
Which back then was like...
Yeah. Mind-blowing. You put coffee on that?
I wouldn't do that.
You'd put a little balsamic with it. I know it's your favorite.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, so I remember that. And so we had stations,
I don't even remember that we had a tasting.
Which was also quite...
Oh, yeah, we had stations.
Quite new as well, right? No buffet.
Yeah.
And Chris Talgo did like an Asian stir-fry station.
Oh, that's
carving station.
My business partner at that time.
Yeah. There was a cheese and fruit station when we got in there, cascading one. I should know.
Multiple stations.
Yeah, multiple stations. Good times.
It was fun.
It was good.
I would never cater a wedding like that again. I just don't have it in me anymore.
No, I'm with you. I don't even know if I had it in when you asked me that many years later. I'm like, well, I said, like, we got it, Brooke.
I have to.
I have to. You're pregnant, but let's go. Come on.
And I think that's you are such a foodie and a culinarian. Talking about your wife being pregnant, your daughters are. Yeah. I wouldn't say you. I don't think you should use the phrase "named after," right? But their names are suggestive of cheeses.
Well,
which is amazing.
The first one was 100%. That's what we were going for.
Okay,
because we even, Brie.
It's not short for anything.
We even
right?
spelled it that way.
Yeah,
BRIE. And then, we're having another one. And so we're like, well, we gotta stay
with the theme.
So we weren't going through baby name books. We were going through cheese Bibles. And some of the ones that I was coming up with, Brooke was like, absolutely not.
Swiss.
And no, I don't even. There's some. Yeah, some were figuring
crazy
out there.
French name.
But we settled on Colby, and it was going to be Colby either way. Because we didn't find out either, and it was just going to be spelled differently. So ended up being a girl, so it was Colbie.
So you have,
and there we are.
That, folks, is the level of culinary dedication.
To this Dan day, Hurlbut. When people realize that, they're like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, because it probably takes a little while. It's not both are names that if you didn't really think about it and your connection to food, you probably wouldn't even catch it.
Right.
I think it's awesome.
Yep.
Your wife is a good sport. You hear that? You hear that, Brooke?
She was all about the Brie. We knew from day one.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good kids, and they have passions for food too, but hopefully not so much that they follow in our footsteps.
I don't think quite as much.
Smarter than us.
I don't know if they'd be able to work for someone in the kitchen. They kind of have that headstrong mentality too. Like,
well, I mean, times have changed a lot since we came up in culinary arts, but there's better ways to make a living. So I would wish something different for your daughters and my sons. Well.
They're just going to be able to cook well for themselves.
That is the greatest gift, really. And that's, whenever people come to me and like ask advice or, friends of your family, Max Labouille came to me and rode with me for a day when I was operating Utica bread, and I did everything I could do to talk him out of it.
And then he went in a completely different direction.
And I did talk him out of it.
Sure
and I'm
did.
glad that I did.
He's doing great.
And he probably still has a passion for food and
Right.
cooks at home and stuff. But you really got to be a special kind of stupid to follow this path. But it's what we know. And you have really been able to carve out a really interesting career in culinary arts that didn't require quite the degree of grind that I went forward, in owning my own restaurant.
Definitely. I did. It changed. And a lot of that was based on family time, really. I think I would have gotten out of it completely so I could be with my family if I didn't go down if the doors didn't open the way they did for me. So I'm glad that they opened the way they did. Because I love food, and I love that, I don't know what the hell I'd have done without food.
Right.
But, so yeah, I just, I got into the corporate field after, which was not, I didn't love it at all. You know what I mean? But it was a paycheck, and it's what it was.
Yeah.
I had weekends off.
Yeah.
I was home at night, most of the time. Not when I worked for GE. GE was a little crazy.
But what it really led you to was the career that you have now, because I think those were stepping stones to Honest Weight Food Co-op in Albany, probably.
Yeah, and I think it really made me realize with corporate and the food that I had to use, it just wasn't me. It wasn't what I cooked at home. It wasn't what I wanted to use. And there again, Brooke, she said, the co-op's hiring.
All right, I want to tell you about my favorite bakery, Flour and Salt in Hamilton, New York. So much to love. The only thing I like better than their handmade bagels and pastry is their outlook on community and business operations. So make the trip to Hamilton, plan to stand in a line, keep an eye on their website for upcoming after-hours events, flourandsalt.com. Were you shopping there?
So we used to shop there. We hadn't been to the store that I'm in now is their third store.
Third location. Not third. They've just had one at a time.
Correct.
But they've moved
Correct.
locations.
They've moved locations. Starting as a buying club, actually, out of an apartment. They would buy bulk and split it up between the co-op that they were.
No kidding.
And then they moved it was on Quail Street in Albany. And
that was when the original brick and mortar space. Retail
yep.
operation.
Well, I think it was basically more of a buying club. Not even I don't think people came in and
wasn't necessarily open to the public.
Right. They bought together to cut down on costs and travel and all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
Then the one that we used to shop at on Central Ave. That's where we started. Okay. Again, the cheese really blew up to us, just the sheer amount of a lot of cheese counter, a lot of information behind it, and then some of the bulk there. But then, kind of they moved, and then they, right afterwards they were starting to look for the manager of the culinary department, and that's where I applied for.
So someone had that job before you?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't realize that. For some reason, I had it in my head that you opened that new building.
No. Actually, there was two people before me. The one, I think, the transition from the small store to the big one was quite a big step. There was a lot of. It went from a real tiny room with a couple stoves to a full scale kitchen.
A really. Pretty good size production commercial kitchen.
Yeah, our kitchen right now puts out we're over $4 million a year.
$4 million in gross sales of prepared food.
And bakery.
Okay, so if it is prepared in house, baked or whatever, you're in charge of it there.
Yep.
And there is a significant other portion of the business in grocery.
Yep.
All forms of grocery.
Yes.
But what you oversee is food production.
Bakery, a counter service that we have, juice and coffee area, we make fresh juices, smoothies, coffees. Our kitchen, many grab and go meals. We have a hot bar that we do a theme every 2 weeks, mainly an ethnic theme. Right now
Yep.
we're in Greek.
Awesome.
So, and then a bakery as well, all scratch bakery, everything's scratch. So,
Pretty remarkable.
yeah.
It is a great place.
Yeah.
And you've been there, you said, 10 years.
10 years.
A decade.
10 years. Yep.
When you get to be where we're at, you can start to measure pieces of your life or your career in decades.
Decades. Mm.
And that is when you know that you're officially middle-aged.
Yeah, we are definitely middle-aged. We're there. We're there.
But Honest Weight really is a good place for you.
It's amazing. I've got a killer team. I got a team of about 55 people.
55 people that are just in prepared foods.
Correct.
That is wild.
With like 7 managers, so 2 kitchen managers, front of house managers, bakery managers, and they've been with me a long time. My kitchen managers have been there longer than me. One of them, bakery manager's been there a year after I got there. My other kitchen manager actually came from Sodexo. Came over. So yeah, good crew. They've been there for so long as well, and so I think that's why it's such a tight ship, really.
55 employees, and then the small world of upstate New York, central New York. My wife, who works for the DOT now,
Yep.
her boss worked for you at some point.
Yes,
probably
she did.
just
Early
a part-time gig.
Yep.
Angela, and that's even when there's an hour and a half between you, that small world stuff still happens a lot around here.
I walked into the kitchen the first day, and there's a cook still with us today. Her name's Kathy Antonowitz, and she's from Boonville.
Okay.
Never knew her. Same year as me, same grade. New people. We were talking about the band earlier. I know it wasn't on there, but my buddy in the band, they had dated at one point. Never crossed paths with her.
No kidding.
And
What
she's
we're
like, "I'm from
referring to
Boonville."
is a career, a part of your timeline that we didn't talk about.
Yeah, that was beforehand.
Your punk drumming days and the band John's Grossfinger.
Yes.
But I don't want people to be confused about what we're talking about when he refers to the band. That's cool, and it doesn't take too many degrees of separation to connect people in central New York. But so Honest Weight, and that it really is a testament to where our food system is going, and for all the craziness in this world, I think that people do pay a lot more attention to where their food comes in. You guys probably saw that a big swell during COVID.
We've
right?
seen a big swell during COVID and post-COVID. People are even more mindful of where it's coming from, how it's treated. I mean, any meat or animal that comes in, we have to have it's humane certified.
Yeah, you got to have at least 3 taglines.
Yeah,
they're sustainable, humane certified, organic.
So many.
Got to have one of those.
Yep. The one or all.
Because you are operating. You guys have a lot of local product.
We do,
but you also have. It's a broader spectrum that Honest Weight is looking at. Well, why don't you tell us what is Honest Weight in a nutshell, if you can put that.
Yeah, that's a tough one. But I will. No,
maybe
I'll
more
work
than
on
a
it.
nutshell.
So, to me, if I took a snapshot out of it, we think of our community as well, and the community as in the small businesses too. So we're not only just pulling in producers, as in farmers and crops and things like that, which we do, but we're also looking at the small businesses. We're looking at Cider Belly Donut, who's a small donut shop. We bring them in, and we have them, every day in our bakery case as well. We have a local section of bakery case.
Oh, cool.
We've got a bakery in Troy that's baking organic bread, and their ingredients are no more than 200 miles away that they're getting to bake their bread.
Very cool.
So I think not only using the farms around us, and so our local, we count it as 250 miles. So that does reach outside of New York State, but we're using it from
when you're that close to the Berkshires and
you got to use it.
You have some
Pennsylvania.
real beautiful farmland. Yeah. Going into Massachusetts, so be it.
Yeah. And so I think that's another real great niche of it, that you can walk down the grocery aisles and find a hot sauce that is made by somebody locally, and you can find it's it's not just this ear of corn that was grown this summer from the farm down the street.
There's a lot of processed
products.
processed foods or value added foods from local vendors.
Yeah, and that helps the community like grow if that they're not, they're getting into a store and not just selling online, not just trying to sell at a farmer's market.
I would imagine that if you're a local food producer and you can get into honest weight, it could do really good things for you.
Definitely.
You guys, can you like talk openly? I mean, you mentioned sales of the prepared foods. What's the whole thing like?
I don't have that off the top of my head.
Well, maybe it's big.
It's a ton. It's big. Yeah.
It's a supermarket.
It is a supermarket. It is with, a few years ago, you'd walk down the aisles and you hadn't seen any of the products, right? Because we have a buying policy that keeps out so many things, any artificial colors, sweeteners, preservatives, and things like that. I mean, nowadays, some of the grocery aisle you do see in your local Walmarts, and they're bringing those things in, but
because there is a little bit more awareness of it in the big box stores.
Correct, and they're just trying to cash in on that, But so 5 years ago, or even like before COVID, like you'd walk down our aisles and everything would be like new, like you hadn't seen it anywhere.
Something you weren't going to see in the market. But
that's still to this day, I would say there's at least it's over 50% of that still, like that you're not seeing in other stores.
Right.
So it's one of those stores that like people can go into and like find themselves being lost in the aisles and come out, a couple hours later. I would say
a couple $100.
Oh, easily. One of my most favorite spots, though, I have to say it's the largest bulk section in the Northeast. We have over 1,000 bulk items from, simple as like different pastas and grains, but flours. We'll get into that a little bit later with some of my gluten-free stuff. But dried fruits and candies and dog biscuits.
It is an impressive bulk section.
Yeah,
and that's kind of the crux of the brand. Like it goes back to that, right?
Sure does.
They've always stayed with your ability to buy in bulk.
And you bring in your own containers at that point too. So people come in, they weigh their containers for the tear, and then they fill up their clean containers. So they're not using plastic bags. They're not using new containers, plastic containers. That's a big focus with us.
A place like Honest Weight can, stuff like that. I find myself feeling like it can be kind of futile. Like, oh, I'm doing a good job at recycling, or I'm bringing in but like, geez, nobody else seems to be.
Right.
A place that does the volume of sales of Honest Weight, you can affect change with that.
You can, and it's kind of nice to see that, like you're saying, like nobody else does. But when you work there, you see that so many people do care, and they're coming there for that reason, which is kind of neat to see.
And it attracts, for the most part, I don't want to use the word, a clientele that thinks, a thinking clientele.
Yep.
Right. I'm sure that there's probably some people that wouldn't apply to, but
anywhere you go, that happens.
So, what else? Is there anything that I haven't talked about with regard to Honest Weight? Because there's something that I'm really itching to talk about.
Well, before we do that, though, I do have some stuff from Honest Weight I wanted to bring to you. So
really?
if we're going to be moving up, well, yeah.
Oh, what a guy.
I mean, this is a local everything, right?
What a guy.
So, let's see here. Myers cheese curd.
Okay.
So Myers cheese curd, I'm not sure. They're up north.
Okay.
He's a Swiss cheesemaker from Switzerland, doing his thing up north. I met him through a Paul Smith College professor, Curtis Hem.
Oh, no kidding.
He went and knocked on his door one night, but we gave him the cheese. So, thanks. But I got him down in the co-op.
Awesome.
He's got a real good ricotta too.
Now, you're not in charge of purchasing any of this stuff, but probably a lot of the stuff that's available in retail you're using in the kitchen too.
Yep. So we like that. We use their ricotta.
Cool.
And things like that. Let's see here. Well, some mascot apples and 9-pin cider.
Ooh. You guys sell beer and wine and cider, or beer?
No wine. Beer. Yep. Beer. Yep.
Awesome.
So
my favorite.
Yeah, you like that one?
I love 9-pins.
So good.
I love 9-pins.
So
Thank you.
We've got a.
Oh, do you have a Lucy section too, where you can buy singles?
We do have. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yep. My wife and I are actually. They have a 26er club, kind of like the 46er that they of the mountains, and so all year, every 2 weeks, they come out with a new cider.
Really?
And you get get a little punch
so it's
card.
like a wine club.
Yeah,
but you get
it's fun. You go they have a new one every 2 weeks.
Do you go and pick it up, or do they ship it to you?
You go when you have it.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Oh, you just go sit down because they have a tap room.
Yep. We've got some honey. This
Awesome.
one here is from the Amsterdam area.
Very cool. Wow, this is awesome, Dan. You did good coming on the Hospitalitarian.
Well, we got to be hospitable.
Indeed.
So, Annika bread. This is I think I was talking about this one. 200 miles.
Oh yeah,
of all their ingredients. Yep.
This looks like a sesame or
sesame sourdough. I do
sesame
believe.
sour. Yeah, I was gonna say. Usually when I see sesame, I think semolina, but they wouldn't have any semolina because if they're only using 200 miles of New York, right?
Yep.
Well, that's awesome. I love that it's a half loaf too. Sometimes.
Yeah, they sell quite a few of them.
That's cool.
And then this is the coffee that we use in my department as well. But Capital Cities, they're
Awesome.
also in Amsterdam. Obviously not the beans, but that's where they're roasting and everything.
Very cool. Dude, this is so awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so. Can I have the bag?
And a nice, honest weight bag to put it all in.
Oh,
People
that
will be
is so
asking
cool,
where that
dude.
is.
You have outdone yourself, and you have really hit the nail on the head when it comes to the Hospitalitarian, man. If you're looking for high-quality produce in the Mohawk Valley region, consider Kingfisher Farm in Clinton. Jason and his team are preparing to open the summer CSA for signups. Get in touch to be on the summer's waiting list. Yes, there's a waiting list. Fresh, local, organic vegetables from June to October. Farming is about more than growing produce. It's about stewardship of the earth and building the community. KingfisherOrganicFarm.com. The nexus of me wanting to have you here came from this new venture that you have begun. And I feel like I've done a lot of talking, which is probably how our relationship has been since you've known me.
Yeah, right in that kitchen at Van Hawkins.
Dan's just like, does he ever stop talking?
I'll just be over here cooking.
So tell me what, in addition to your gig at Honest Weight, tell me what you're up to.
Well, you're asking about the one thing. Is that what you're getting at?
The one thing.
So 4 years ago, I was diagnosed with celiac disease. Threw a big wrench in my culinary career, right?
I remember when you called me.
Yeah. So
because you were into gluten.
You think? You think? I remember. So
Dan is a really talented baker on top of everything else. So
yeah, the day I was going home, still a little loopy, when I found out I had celiac disease, I made my wife drive to a pizza place because I didn't believe it. Give me a slice of pizza.
Your last meal.
My last meal. But anyway, fast forward. At first I tried all the, there's a lot of things now. I will say that. Like even at Honest Weight, there's a lot of boxed items that are, frozen stuff.
Some of them are even better than gluten.
Yep. They're doing well. But then I started missing like the real thing. You know what I mean? A frozen pizza can only go so far.
Right.
And then the pizzas at the pizza parlors are like
the
crackers.
Cauliflower crust is good when it's done well, but
yeah. So I started digging in. Reworking recipes,
as I would expect you would.
Yep. The things I missed, pizza, pierogis, dumplings, all that good stuff. So really dialing in some recipes, and then I thought I should share these. I should teach them. I should teach people. It's not even sharing them, right? Because it's a whole new process of cooking and baking, and so you got to teach people. You can't just share it, really. Some people could grasp it, but sometimes it's pretty tricky.
That makes sense.
So I put some things out, and I went to there's a local cooking class, cooking school called Capital Cooks in Albany, right up past the mall in Central Ave.
Okay.
In a warehouse, they've redone it all. Looks great.
No kidding.
Yep. And they do classes like every day. They were a little shy about gluten-free. Wasn't really sure if, how they would go and this and that. And, I get paid by the person that comes in, and they wanted to make sure it was worth my time. So we started out with doing some knife skills class because they wanted some knife skills. So I did those, but I made sure the food that we were making was gluten-free. And I kind of promoted that, along with it. And they sold quite well. We had, 14, 15 people. Full house is 24 there.
Okay.
And then they said, all right, let's go. Let's try one. So I did dumplings. And, yeah, sold out. Great.
Asian dumplings.
Asian dumplings. And we also did scallion pancakes along with that. A couple different fillings. So, you got to fill the time. It's 2.5 hours. So
right. And when you say dumplings, but there's a lot of skills you're teaching in there, or things that people might not be aware, whether it's a dipping sauce or, the filling, various fillings.
Yeah, so we did all that. Did all those. Went well. And then it's just been gun-ho from there. We've done 3 pizza classes, completely sold out. We did just the other day, I did a pierogi class.
Okay.
Went super great. And yeah, the sky's the limit. Once you've got the classes down, it's simple to continue to do them. It's creating new ones that take some time and things like that.
This is all, this is great for honest weight. It's great for
you. It is.
But Dan, you haven't told us what the name of your venture is.
Oh, No Forkin Gluten.
Yeah.
No Forkin Gluten.
Can we get it right there? Bam. No Forkin Gluten. Probably in the top 5 of awesome brand names I'm aware of.
Yeah, you gotta make it catchy.
There are some great things about being alive and in business today, because you probably couldn't have named your business that 15, 20 years ago because it would have been offensive.
Yeah.
And today, boy, it takes a lot more than that to offend people these days.
Sure does.
So No Forkin Gluten was born as right now, it's just a side project for you.
Pretty much, yeah. Again, doing these cooking classes, sharing. I just started on social media because that's how I get people to come to these cooking classes.
And your social media is really good.
Yeah, you sent me a text the other morning thinking my kids were doing that.
I thought for sure your daughters
I learned how to do it. Middle-aged or not.
And what really was exciting is what you brought to me today.
Yeah.
This amazing little pamphlet. This is a big chapter for No Forkin Gluten.
I will have to say that fell in my lap from the cooking classes.
Tell us what you're up to.
We're going to go to Italy in 2027.
Wow.
A Tuscany trip, all gluten-free.
Gluten-free Tuscany experience.
All set. Everything, every day. No worries, no stress. You just go and have fun.
That is wild, because we've talked about this a little bit. When I think Italy, I think about gluten.
Yeah, most definitely.
But I was really surprised that as a society, you said they're probably more on target with, or more, they're paying more attention to gluten-free and dietary restrictions than.
Very much so. You're tested before the age of 10. They have regulations in their restaurants. They have regulations with their government. There's stipends for people. But so like every restaurant that we have set up to go to, they either have a dedicated kitchen or they are 100% a dedicated facility. And those are, forgive me, I think it's the AOC, something with the government. Like it's branded by the government of like
the same thing that AOC would regulate Parmigiano Reggiano or Prosciutto di Parma.
Right.
Wow.
Which we're going to taste on this trip.
Right, because there's a lot of there's also some things you think about in Italy that you don't have to worry about.
Right,
gluten.
just classically like gluten-free. You're good
some
to go.
of the greatest cheeses and charcuterie on the planet.
Right, you're good to go.
Wow, this is exciting. No Forkin Gluten's Italy Adventure, September 30th to October 8th, 2027, I am officially interested. And no, well, do you have to be gluten-free to go on this trip?
Well, of course you don't, Tim.
Good, because I'm not.
You're gonna love
someone who I love very much, my wife Melissa, abstained. She does not have celiac, but she is very gluten intolerant.
Yeah, this will be the perfect one to do it.
Cool.
And yeah, you should
So
be
tell
a
it.
supportive
So
husband.
I just gave the overview.
Yeah, so this
What would your guests be partaking in?
so I partnered with a travel company, Pushpin Tours. And so she is very familiar with going to Italy. She does many tours to Italy. She does tours to all over Europe. Okay,
So there's a professional involved.
there's a professional involved. I am, for lack of a better term, the face of this. And
Wow.
can you believe that one?
You're the MC.
Yep.
You're the
Yep.
tour guide.
The
No,
tour
you're
guide.
not the tour
I'm
guide.
not even the tour guide.
There's somebody else doing that. You're just keeping it gluten-free.
I'm keeping it gluten-free and keeping the morale going. Is what my role is going to be.
That's awesome. You're going to nail it.
So yeah, we're flying to Italy, and we've got winery set up with tours and tastings and little bites as well that are all gluten-free. We have breakfast or lunch or dinner, 2 per day, all set, ready to go. We talked about we're going to taste Parmesan. We're doing prosciutto. We've got 2 cooking classes lined up, all gluten-free. Wow. One's in a market that we actually shop for all the ingredients first and then go back and cook them.
No kidding.
And then we're going to truffle hunt. We're going to do some truffle hunting.
Ryan, can you hear this? Wow.
So,
because Ryan's wife, like my wife, is also gluten intolerant.
yeah.
This is really cool, dude.
Let's fill it up.
I've seen these culinary tours because they are becoming.
Yeah.
I think people are a lot more focused on, maybe giving gifts or just making memories. And this looks like a really cool thing. And I'm glad to know that you have a professional involved.
Me too. Me too.
Have you been to Italy?
Never been to
Yeah,
Italy.
me either.
So, I mean, that's how so I was doing a pizza class, and a few days after the pizza class, I got a call from Pushpin Tours, and she's like, I wonder if you'd like to meet. I was thinking about an Italy trip, all gluten-free. And that's all she said. I was like, yeah,
Wow.
sounds fun. So we met at a diner, the Metro 7 Diner, which has great gluten-free breakfast, by the way.
Oh, no kidding. Okay.
And then she presented this to me, that her husband was at my pizza class, and they were talking about wanting to do this tour, and he said, that's your guy. You got to get him.
No
And so then she, again, I was kind of just blown away. I'm like, so you want me to go to Italy with you? Just be happy about it and lead people being happy, and then have this experience. And so that's where we are. And
Amazing.
I couldn't be more excited.
And it's not until 2027, so people have a little runway.
People have some time. We were trying for 2026. Definitely had. We plan on doing more than one. Anyway, we were going to do 2027 anyway, but 2026 definitely came out that people wanted to save a little bit, and the lay of the world right now was a little bit touchy for people to kind of think about traveling yet. But
Wow.
So we pushed it to 27
because it's 9 days.
Yeah,
it's over a week.
Yeah,
very cool. And it includes transportation and most of the meals.
Everything is included. From transportation everywhere that we're going, 2 meals a day, and then the only addition is going to be flight. When we met, we don't have prices at this point.
So if I was to come along and I maybe was found eating a baguette or a ciabatta in my hotel room, would I be thrown out?
I don't think so,
Okay.
but I haven't gotten that far yet.
Okay.
Those rules haven't happened.
I won't eat it on the bus.
Don't hold hands with anybody afterwards.
No kissing.
Yep.
All right. Listen, Melissa and I are thinking about this.
Good.
This is very cool. Next year, is, and when it's a little after, but next year is going to be our 15th wedding anniversary. So I think we might be going to Europe before then, but that is really cool, man. I'm really excited for you. And
Thanks so much.
I think that is we're to the place now where these tours are I don't know if I'd say commonplace, but I bet there are a variety of different tours to Italy that you can choose.
Yes.
If you Googled that.
Yeah.
Culinary tours.
Yeah.
You could probably take one for golf or one for art, but I bet you have a pretty good niche concept in a gluten-free tour.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
And I mean, I know you guys aren't really, well, maybe Melissa is, but I mean, the community of gluten-free it's huge. Once I've started getting into the social media aspect, I've jumped into the Central New York gluten-free. There's an Albany gluten-free.
Yeah.
And, there's thousands of people in these groups and all just eager to know and learn and where to go and what to do. And now they can go on European vacations with no worry.
Cool.
I mean, that's like the hardest part really is about this.
Is
like,
traveling.
There's traveling. Like even on road trips.
Sure.
Am
I going to get to some small town?
Or on the thruway, the highways?
Yeah.
It's nothing.
It is getting better, though.
It is getting better.
But you end up a lot of times having something packaged.
Yeah.
Because
or salad. I'm not really a salad guy. I don't know if you know that.
I like a nice salad.
Yeah, me too. But now when I'm hungry on a road trip.
Right. Yeah, you want a sandwich. Right. Yeah, you're not going to eat a salad on the road. That is super cool, and I'm really excited, and I hope I can make it. I hope that this lands on a lot of people's ears that might find that interesting, because I think what you're doing is really cool. And
I think it's going to be a blast. It's I don't want to
really
say once
excited.
in a lifetime.
So where should people go to learn more about that?
So, I mean, you can find all these links. You can search Pushpin Tours. It's on their website. You can find all these links. Like if you search No Forkin Gluten on Instagram or Facebook, and all those are like on a link tree and everything.
Awesome, cool, very cool idea. And I think we definitely want to start wrapping up, because you and I could talk for hours, but I want to plant a little seed for. It's been a little while since you and I have worked on something together, and we've helped each other with different gigs over the years, and more you helping me than me helping you. But you've had a day job,
Yeah. I think the last one might have been right here in Utica, the Stanley. That was a long time ago.
Good Lord.
I was doing Bananas Foster.
Yeah. That was my. The 75th anniversary of the Stanley Theater, a catering gig that I had no business pulling off.
Well, I'm glad I was there to make it happen for you.
No doubt. And I've recently invited you or begged you to come work a gig that I don't want to give too much away yet, because we haven't announced it, but. Local here in the Mohawk Valley, where you and I are going to be cooking some really interesting food over a wood fire.
Yep.
I think that's
a good tease right there.
It's certainly a menu that probably most people who are alive today have never seen. How's that for a teaser?
When we talked about it last weekend, I hadn't seen it.
I'm excited to work with you. I'm grateful for your help, and I think that this was just the tip of the iceberg. But I've always admired the path that you took, and the jobs that you've taken, and that you've always put your family first. I have started to do that just a little bit later, in stepping away from the tailor and the cook. I had scratched the itch of owning a fine dining restaurant for 15 years, and it's time to make some changes. So,
nice.
You were smarter than I and did it a solid 10 or 15 years before.
Well, like I said, it's the doors that open sometimes. It's always been in the back of the head of having a place, but I will have to
have
say
just
that
a little bit more so we can have a toast here.
This gluten-free venture kind of, like you said, scratches that itch of like it's not a place, but it's my own stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Something to hang your hat on.
Yeah.
And I think that you're going to develop this brand with No Forkin Gluten. I mean, with a name like that, you got. I mean, I see you have merch here.
My wife got me that.
You know, I do wear local merchandise. So if you had,
I'll let her know.
If you had T-shirts available, and I like to talk about, so here's an old project that Ryan and I worked on 7, 8 years ago, called Utica Eats. We like to talk about the wine we're drinking. We're a really nice, crisp white from the Finger Lakes, Cayuga Lake. Actually, my pal's at 680. This is a Gruner Veltliner. It's really a great wine, and a toast to No Forkin Gluten, and a toast to a couple decades of friendship.
Definitely.
And catering each other's weddings.
That's a big one.
You might notice that I left my wine glasses at home, so
These work perfectly.
yeah, Gilroy, Kernan and Gilroy, a great local insurance company. Dan, I'm super grateful for you coming by.
Oh, this was a blast.
I'm super thankful for this, and you even in an honest weight reusable bag. Thank you for those awesome gifts.
You're welcome.
Mostly, thank you for taking time out of your day to come out here. I know you are you're missing one of Colby's softball games.
Missing a softball game.
There are a lot of softball games and baseball games.
There's
and
a lot
hockey
more to
games
be
for
had.
us, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
there sure are.
Boy, oh boy. Thank you so much. It was awesome having you here.
It was awesome coming. Really appreciate it.
So you can follow Dan on Instagram and Facebook.
Yep.
No Forkin Gluten.
No Forkin
You don't have a
Gluten.
website or anything like
I
that.
don't have a website.
You don't want it to be too.
Yeah, I don't want it to be too real. Yeah.
Well, that's you have really great boundaries. Like you will take things on, but you're smart in how you do it, and I appreciate that.
Got to pump the brakes sometimes.
There you go. Yeah, as we talk about you going overseas on a
Yeah. Well, we pushed it back a year. See?
There you go. And of course, check out Honest Weight Food Co-op on probably all the places of the World Wide Web. And it's great to have you here, and thanks again, Dan.
Thank you so much.
And thanks to everyone for joining us for this episode 4 of The Hospitalitarian. While the Hospitalitarian podcast is rooted in the Mohawk Valley, we celebrate the whole of hospitality in the Empire State. The Hospitalitarian is recorded at MVCC's Thinkubator and produced by Ryan Miller at Rust Belt Studios in Utica. Theme music by Nashua Robb.